There's a development in the story about Border Patrol agents snatching 2 firefighters from the Bear Gulch fire in the Olympic Peninsula in Washington state.
We got hit by ice.
I was sharing reporting from the Seattle Times and The Guardian about how late yesterday, Wednesday, August 27th, there were 2 men who were firefighting at what is currently the largest wildfire in Washington state. It's only something like 13% contained, y'all. And it's likely going to spread based on the winds tonight. It is a site where we need all hands on deck fighting this fire. But Border Patrol came in and took 2 firefighters that they say are here illegally. It's not really clear from the reporting exactly what happened, but the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management did ask Border Patrol to come in. And now, as of about an hour ago, Thursday, August 28th, it's 5:15 p.m. Pacific time, the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation have released a statement. This is from their Facebook page. The Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation has confirmed that a tribal member was part of an independent crew that was interrogated by ICE agents about immigration and citizenship status. The Umatilla tribe member was not detained. Various mainstream media and social media posts erroneously reported that a tribal member was one of the 2 people detained earlier this week, yesterday, at a wildfire near Shelton, Washington. The Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation advises tribal members to carry their tribal membership cards with them. If you do not have one, they then have information on how to get one. All the way back on January 24th of this year, just a couple of days into the regime, we were getting reports that ICE was already detaining members of the Navajo Nation. I understand that the racist chuddies working for ICE can't tell the difference between anybody who's not white. And ultimately, what is the difference? What is the difference? The brown people from south of our border are indigenous to the Americas, just like the indigenous people in the United States are indigenous to the Americas. There's just the artificial border that we have created. The only distinction is that one of those groups has American citizenship and the other one doesn't. Y'all have got to understand that what the Trump regime is doing right now in the United States, attempting to carry out an ethnic cleansing against brown folks here, is a logical extension of the genocide that our government has been committing against indigenous people within our own borders since the beginning of this nation, since before we were even a country. It's all the same thing, y'all. Terrorizing entire communities, snatching people, separating families, stuffing children into detention centers apart from their family, stuffing adults into concentration camps where they are denied access to medical care, where they are not given sufficient food. This is the same shit we've been doing to our own indigenous people for centuries. I know that tons of tribes, including my husband's tribe, have been asking members to carry their tribal IDs on them at all times, because ICE agents absolutely will go for anybody who does not look as lily white as I do. In fact, the Confederated Umatilla Tribes has a little what to do if for their citizens. It's entitled What to Do If Confronted by Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agents. If ICE agents approach or question you in public and you are a tribal member, ask to verify their identity, politely request to see the agent's identification and badge to confirm their legitimacy. ICE agents are repeatedly refusing to show any identification or to name themselves. We do not know if these are legitimate law enforcement employees. In fact, just a couple of days ago in Texas, a Texas resident abiding by the stand your ground law in Texas shot 2 men who showed up at their door and claimed to be ICE agents but would not produce any identification. I think it was later discovered that they were imposters. I don't know, intent on robbing him or something. There have been so many cases of men who are impersonating ICE agents, who have assaulted women, who have broken into people's homes and cars. And you have this kind of outright lawlessness from the folks who are supposed to be law enforcement, refusing to identify themselves, refusing to show warrants, refusing to show any legitimate identification or even tell you what agency they work for. You end up in a situation like this where anybody can impersonate law enforcement. There is no way to tell whether these motherfuckers are legitimate or not. Anyway, okay, back to the card here. The second thing they say is do not resist. In the event ICE agents force entry, remain calm and avoid resistance to their actions because they will trump up charges against you, like assaulting an officer, like resisting arrest. If at all possible, somebody in your home needs to be documenting. You need to be documenting what is happening. If you can film what's happening, please film it. If you are detained or arrested, clearly state, I am exercising my right to remain silent. I want to speak to my attorney. That's it. Don't say anything else. The tribe says the same thing. I just said document the encounter. If possible, record every interaction through the video or audio and make a note of important details such as names, times, or relevant circumstances. Right? If the officer does tell you their name, they do tell you their badge number, repeat it into your camera. And even better yet, if you can be streaming and posting it to social media, to the cloud, and not having it stored in your phone because they might take your phone and delete it, all the better. Stream it to your friend, stream it on Facebook. After the encounter, report it to your local American Civil Liberties Union affiliate or legal support organization. Let them know about any raids or checkpoints for proper follow-up assistance. And I would say if you're a tribal member, obviously report it to your tribe. If an ICE agent shows up at your home, do not open the door. If ICE agents do not present a valid warrant, and it must be a legitimate warrant from a real judge. It has to be a bench warrant. It cannot be an immigration warrant. Immigration judges are not real judges. They do not have a right to enter your home without a real warrant from a real judge. So keep the door securely closed and state, I do not consent to your entry. Get your phone out and film it. Do not open the door. Do not consent to their entry. I know that a judge in California ruled that the Trump regime is racially profiling folks. They thought, ICE Director Homan thought he had a right to stop people because they're brown, they speak Spanish, and because of the places that they're working, like on farms. That's fucking illegal. A judge said it's illegal. But do not be fooled into thinking that ICE is going to stop racially profiling people. And even if they find out you're an American citizen, they don't care. There are a number of videos on social media of Indigenous people who are being pulled over by Border Patrol, have their windows smashed in. They later have to be let go because they prove they're American citizens, but ICE has expelled from this country. You can't deport your own citizens. They've exiled dozens of American citizens from this country who are all children. They're brown children. They are also American citizens. So we all have to understand our citizenship at some point is not going to be protection unless we stop this regime. Donald Trump said months ago he would love to send American citizens to torture gulags in El Salvador. He wanted the president of El Salvador to build 6 more CCOT torture prisons just for American citizens. They would like to rendition you. They would like to exile you. They would like to disappear you, especially if you oppose the regime. It absolutely is the first they came for. They're coming for immigrants right now. They're taking people who are here legally. They're taking people who have green card status, people who are here on asylum. They're taking people who are American citizens already. They're already doing it. If you are an Indigenous American, please keep your tribal ID on you. Worry at some point it will not be sufficient. After all, we've heard Stephen Miller and others since January saying that they would like to revoke the citizenship of Native Americans. Please understand that fascism doesn't stop on its own. It doesn't stop unless we stop it. This shit will not magically stop on its own. It's up to us, the American people, to come together, to aggregate our power, to exercise that power, and to restore a functional government, a democracy in this country.